They say silence can be comforting, a warm retreat. But sometimes silence doesn't shelter. It corrodes, it seeps into the walls, and it watches. In the small, humid town of Slaughter, Louisiana, yes, that is its real name, a house sat quiet for years, neatly kept, suburban, the kind of home that drew no attention. But inside, a girl had vanished. Not from the earth, but from life itself. She was there, always there, but slowly, quietly, she disappeared. Until what remained was a horror the human mind struggles to comprehend. This is the story of Lacey Ellen Fletcher, a name you may not have heard, a fate you will never forget. Tonight in the quiet room, we open the door to a silence so absolute it melted everything away, until only the body remained, frozen, fused, forgotten. This is To Melted into Silence. She lay hidden until the smell gave her away. Not a body on a couch, but a coffin shaped like velvet. A life paused, forgotten, melted into upholstery. This wasn't neglect. It was absence, manifested. January 3rd, 2022, Slaughter, Louisiana. Quiet unless someone calls. Inside house number 12, the front door whispers open. Paramedics step in, expecting a pulse, finding only inert flesh welding into sofa leather. At 96 pounds, Lacey Fletcher's body was skeletal and yet soft, fused by heat or neglect into the couch. Bruises like bruised fruit, lesions blooming across her skin, hair matted with decay softened by urine. Left behind by two parents who claimed they tried, but tried is not enough. 12 years of rot cannot be remedied with minimal effort. Minimal effort. 12 years. One used to speak of seasons and holidays, of birthdays and whispered late-night stories. Her voice, soft, unknown, but a voice nonetheless. A behind-a-couch inspection revealed bottles, some empty, some standing, with clear liquid. The scent of air freshener, an attempt to hide stench. Then a pile of soiled diapers stacked in a corner. Lacey only moved a shade when a neighbour called to say he heard squeaks. When the parents opened the door, it was like a stage play. They claimed she refused showers, refused treatment. But refusal implies choice. Disabled, non-verbal, her refusal was something taken for granted. The coroner's report was ghastly. Quadriplegic pressure sores, rotting flesh infused into couch cushions, maggots on tongue tissue. Her body, 70% necrotic. They called it chronic neglect resulting in death, but calling is not fixing. Clay and Sheila Fletcher sat in court stone-faced, blaming the system and their daughter.
It took them 12 years to make a rescue appear. But someone stood by, decade after decade, and watched her dissolve.
Neighbours remembered seeing her from the curb, a frail body on a couch, but curtains swiftly shut. One woman said, "A disabled child, her parents have the right to do what they want. No child protective records, no medical appointments, a single old paediatric chart, decades stale." Silence in this case wasn't just golden, it was complicit. Manslaughter charges plea bargained, 40 years with parole possible, and probation, a sentence generous for a life extinguished by inaction. In sentencing, the judge faulted the parents. Your love became neglect, but the damage was done. They loved her, but never truly saw her. What does it do to a parent watching a child die slowly? Did they feel guilt or pride over minimal upkeep? This was not a hidden basement crime. It was silent. A warning: neglect doesn't always come in storms. Sometimes it's the quiet drip of apathy. In Slaughter, Louisiana, a girl once held close became a body held captive in leather. That couch, her final prison. 12 years, 4,350 days, no rescuer. Lacey Fletcher was not invisible. She was a young woman with a life once full of potential laughter and light. Diagnosed with social anxiety and selective mutism, her world grew quieter, smaller, more uncertain. But mental illness is not a crime, nor a reason to vanish in plain sight. What she needed was compassion, treatment, and support. What she received was abandonment, a silence not born of illness, but of indifference. Her suffering wasn't a mystery. It was prolonged neglect, hidden in plain view behind a suburban door no one dared open. This is the quiet room, silence undone, and you have been listening to Melted in Silence, where silence didn't fall, it fused, where time didn't pass, it decayed, where a girl vanished, not from the world, but within it. Until next time, shut the door, kill the light, and don't look back.